Hey, it is day 22 of my Hypersomnia video diary. Just to throw this fun fact out there, 22 happens to be one of my favorite numbers, so hopefully this will be a good video. Today I thought it would be beneficial to, for anyone taking Adderall to treat hypersomnia, to note that digestion plays a big part into how well the chemicals are processed and received by the brain in your body. Specifically, there are two different food groups that can split its effective time in half, or it help increase it up to 2 times the normal time length. Those two groups are acidifying agents and alkalinizing agents. So with acidifying agents, those are drugs that acidify in the urine, and they're things such as ascorbic acid, which is also vitamin C, and they increase urinary excretion of dextroamphetamine, thus decreasing the half-life of dextroamphetamine in the body. They'll reduce it down to 7 hours typically. So I think on average they're saying, if you take a dextroamphetamine pill, it lasts 10 to 14 hours in your body. Well, this will reduce it down to 7 potentially. So that's cutting it almost in half. Again, the second group is alkalinizing agents. So they are drugs that alkalinize in urine, such as sodium bicarbonate, which is kind of a form of salt. They decrease urinary excretion of dextroamphetamine, thus increasing the half-life overall. It says that they can increase the half-life up to 34 hours. So that is increasing the drug's ability to stay active in your body and blood and brain chemistry, instead of being 14 to 20 hours or something. They're saying it's potentially up to 34, which is pretty much double. And that's something interesting, and I haven't tested this, but I'm thinking about it. And just as a reference, foods that contain sodium bicarbonate are typically sodas, carbonated beverages, obviously, baked goods containing baking soda, so cakes, brownies, pie, or I don't know about pies, but things that are baked, anything that involves using baking soda. And then what else? Beans. There's certain beans that have sodium bicarbonate, and of course Alka-Seltzer. The plop plop fizz fizz, oh what a relief it is, medicine, I think it is. The one settles an upset stomach, I think vomiting and stuff. Alka-Seltzer is packed with sodium bicarbonate, so it may be interesting to do a little experiment. Nothing crazy, and testing what happens if I throughout the day, if I increase acidifying agents, do I feel a reduction in Adderall's effectiveness? And if I increase the alkalinizing agents, do I feel an increase? Back just for a second to foods that actually are high in ascorbic acid. So I mentioned, that's vitamin C. So that would be oranges, green peppers, watermelon, grapefruit, kiwi, mango, broccoli, tomatoes, and more. I do happen to probably eat a lot of tomato-based products in my diet, because I have a lot of spaghetti and pizza and things like that. So that's an interesting one. And I don't drink soda, so I wouldn't really be increasing my... I do drink carbonated beers, though, so maybe that does something with it. But so that's just something there to think about, right? Because obviously every biological process you have going on reacts with your hypersomnia and the medicine that you're taking. So it's important to think about these things. And obviously nutrition and what you're eating dietarily has an impact on your just alone has an impact on your central nervous system, your emotions, your overall health, successful brain activity, things like that. So, if you were to keep this in mind, you could potentially increase the effect, or the duration. So, you wouldn't feel as though maybe the there would be no like kind of crash feelings or letdowns or periods where you feel like the medicine is dipping in and out. It may be possible to increase its effectiveness. So that is something I will test before the end of all these videos. So hopefully I'll have a whole day where I can test that. Next, I just wanted to go on to discuss a new medicine approved for the treatment of ADHD and narcolepsy, and obviously sleep disorders, that include hypersomnia. It's called Mydayis, and it sounds like it was approved, just so you know, in June of 2017, so it hasn't even been going too long. But just so you know, it seems like it's a step. It's just a continuation step going on from Vyvanse or lisdexamfetamine. So just a little bit about Mydayis, which I am not currently taking, but I thought it would be good to just throw out some of the facts about it, since it can be used to treat hypersomnia. So it's a long-acting triple bead mixed amphetamine salt formulation used for once daily treatment. So they're thinking this is a once a day pill only. Mydayis contains equal amounts of 4 salts, which are dextroamphetamine sulfate, amphetamine sulfate, dextroamphetamine saccharate, and amphetamine aspartate monohydrate. So this results in a 3-to-1 mixture of dextro to levoamphetamine. So again, they're including the levoamphetamine just like Adderall does. But there's a 3-to-1 mixture in there. So what's interesting about Mydayis is it contains 3 drug time releasing beads. So there's an immediate release set of beads, and then 2 different types of delayed release beads. The first delayed release beads release about looks like 5 point, or this has something to do with its body chemistry. But so what it does is it delays the stages of release into 3. So I think Adderall right now has a 2-stage release. Instant tablets are immediate release. So they're saying with this one, the first dose is typically administered upon waking, because the effects last up to 16 hours because of that 3-stage release. One of the issues that they're finding with this medicine, though, as coming back from users, is that it takes up to 2 hours to start working. 2 hours after you take it before it starts working, which I think was one of the complaints of Vyvanse too, is that it takes up to an hour or a little bit more. Just general info. It comes in doses of 12.5, 25, 37.5, and 50 milligram doses. The maximum daily dose of this is 50 milligrams. It's essentially Adderall XR with an extra delayed release action added onto it. So that's how you can kind of differentiate it. But it's basically the same thing as Adderall, just an extra delay on that. It's important. One user noted that you could get the same effects from taking an Adderall XR with an instant release later that day, and that's what I currently do. They're just saying that Mydayis is a single pill version, so it reduces the need for you to have to take one. But I did see another patient user had noted that they didn't like it because they couldn't time out their own next dose, which is something that I like to do. I don't always know when I'm going to need that next dose, so it helps to not waste it, But if you're taking one pill that's delivering that whole, full, scheduled system, you don't have control over that. But at the end of the day, maybe that is a good thing, and maybe that will take away, because you as a hypersomniac, you can't regulate your own sleep wake time really that well without forcibly struggling and making it very difficult. But maybe if we turned over the keys to that, maybe we don't deserve the keys to that. Maybe it would be time to let some medication be in control of that whole process. That's a little bit scary because obviously as a human you want to retain control of your own body and mind, but I don't know. I see sometimes it's like with Adderall, maybe you just gotta throw in the towel. I mean, with hypersomnia, maybe you just gotta throw in the towel sometimes. But then again, maybe not. Well, I'm gonna post links to the FDA info or general report on Mydayis, as well as patient feedback. 2 links on that for Mydayis, and that's all I'm gonna do for today. This one a little bit short, but the last couple of nights those videos went a bit long, so I guess just a brief update. Still feel like I'm having difficulty waking up in the morning, so I'm ending up sleeping to noon or 1. Throughout the day, I feel fine. No issues there, but definitely it's just that morning I can't wake up. Tomorrow I'll report back on this. I'll be taking my daughter to school, so I have 4 alarms set already, and hopefully that works. So yeah, I'll give an update on that tomorrow. Again, thank you for watching this video. Please post comments, ask questions, anything, make statements, whatever. If not, just watch the video and hopefully you take something from it. So thank you, and have a good night. See you tomorrow.